Afternoon, how's it going? Good to see everybody. My name's Kim, if I haven't met you before, welcome. Anyone like to start with a win? And then ask a question. You don't have to ask a question, but we'd love to hear your wins. Big or small, doesn't have to be something grand.
So I don't know that I have any food-related wins, but I have a just enjoying the moment wins where my husband and my older son were gone yesterday and today to hike up a mountain, and I was able to just relax into having fun and finding joy with my younger son. And we did some fun exploring and baked strawberry shortcake, and it was fun.
Lovely. Love that. Great. Wonderful. Welcome for the ladies just joining. My name's Kim, if I haven't met you before, welcome. We're just sharing, if you'd like to go off mute and share a win, you can also ask a question. One can be about the sabotage. We're doing sabotage today, the tapping circle. It can be about that, or it could be about anything tapping related.
Well, I could share kind of like a win and a self-sabotage at the same time. I have actually been struggling with soda for the first time in many years. I had a little bit, I liked it. I tend to crave it when I'm dehydrated, and so I have been doing that lately. But I have found, like, in the last week, I think I only had 2 or 3 sodas, which I was almost doing daily, though a couple of weeks before that. So that felt good. So that felt like a win. And another win is that I'm actually in another program where we're setting up goals and stuff like that. And I have taken steps to take singing lessons and found a friend to go to karaoke with. So now I just have to work on a song so I can do it in karaoke and actually sing in front of other people. So I'm excited that I actually even found a singing coach. And so that's my win.
Yeah, wonderful. Great win. Anyone else like to?
I have a win. I have a win too. Well, I had a kind of big weekend, and I was kind of tired today, but it was quite hot. But I just decided to go in my car, and I went to play golf.
Great.
Where I walked the run, and I was proud I made it. I didn't stay on my couch or just watch birds outside, whatever. I said, no, I'm going to walk. I'm going to walk this one, and it's a win for me.
Great. Yeah. We can all relate to that feeling of just wanting to lay there on the couch. A technique I learned from Mel Robbins is like she just counts backwards from 5. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and she gets up. If you feel like you're procrastinating anything, even if you feel like you want to sleep in, stay in the bed for a while, like, oh, I don't really want to get up, but I kind of should. Just count backwards from 5. Yeah, boom. I think she's got it's a book. It's a whole book on that, but that's the idea of it. Wonderful. A couple more wins and then we'll get started. Or any questions? We will have some time at the end for questions. Mary, hi.
Hi, good evening. Yeah, so my win is I finally made it to the tapping circle with a 3-month extension or offer. Most of the time with my schedule, it's all over the place. So I finally got to make it. So I'm very excited about that.
Great to have you here, Mary. Wonderful. Okay, let's get started. Today's tapping circle is on self-sabotage. So it's something that Brian usually struggles with. This can be also resistance. It's also called the inner rebel. If you had controlling, critical, judgmental caregivers growing up, likely that you have some self-sabotage. Also, if your parents or caregivers were had no boundaries. So there's studies that show that kids kind of need some sort of boundaries to feel safe. They did some study with about kids in the playground, and it's like, okay, you can't go around out of this boundary. And the kids that didn't have the boundary stayed super close. They were too afraid to go anywhere anywhere far away. But the kids that had that boundary, they were playing further away. So it's good to know. So I've got a few different options for us today. Last month, I also hosted the sabotage call, and we had a tiebreaker with what we wanted to do. So this week I have got that needs script, which is for people pleasers in the house. So people pleasing is another way that we sabotage ourselves by overextending ourselves to other people. The antidote for self-sabotage is boundary work and anger work. So the need script is similar to the boundary work, because we want to identify, very first thing we want to do is identify what our actual needs are, so then we can really set those healthy boundaries. The other thing we could do is some good old-fashioned anger work. Doesn't mean that we have to start going you can choose what level that you would like to go to. So that's the second option. The third option, I'll see, what was it? We can work on limiting beliefs. Okay, so if everyone wants to put in the chat, number 1 is the need script. 2, what did I just say? Anger. Sorry, my brain. Anger. Nobody wants to do anger. Or 3, limiting beliefs. Let me double check here. That's what happened last time. Everyone said the same thing. Hang on. 3. Okay, limiting beliefs. 3, 3, 1, 1. Okay, limiting beliefs. Also hosting the hot seat call this coming Thursday, so we can do the need script then. How about that? Okay, so just for 1 minute, if everyone has a pen and paper there, if you don't have pen and paper, don't worry. Just for 1 minute, I want you to brain dump all of the things that you say to yourself. So this is limiting beliefs, but critical, judgmental things that you might say to yourself. I'll just give you a minute here. So this can be I'm not good enough. I'll never make it. I'm a failure. All the way to I'm unlovable. Okay. For those who've just joined us, we're doing this self-sabotage tapping circle call. We're doing on the limiting beliefs. So I just want you to choose a few limiting beliefs. So if you have a pen and paper there, just brain dump some limiting beliefs or things, critical self-judgmental things that you say to yourself. Okay. The next thing I want you to do is just circle the ones that feel most true. Okay. Yeah, similar, very similar, Daniela. It comes under the self-sabotage umbrella because this is the way that we keep ourselves small. Okay, so if you think about it, if you say like, you know, I'm not good enough, I'll never be able to, these are self-sabotage things that we say to ourselves. So I want everybody to just circle the ones that feel the most true. Okay, you can have this list and you can chip away at this list, and you might find that some of them are grouped together. For example, I'll never make it, or I'm a failure, or I won't be able to get results in this course, for example. They're kind of similar, right? So you can group those together and rate them on a scale of 0 to 10, their truth statement. So 0 is not true and 10 the most true, okay? Even if, this is the other thing, even if you kind of in your conscious mind, you're like, well, I know I'd 100% of the time I don't fail, but if that's something that you really believe and you like, if that's quite strong for you, still give it that high rating. All right, does everyone have their top few? I want you just to choose one for the purpose of today. We're going to see if we can get through 2 of them. Just choose one, intuitively go over the one that you feel like needs to be worked through today. And what's the lie that you tell yourself about this? Okay, so it can be that exactly that same thing. I'm unlovable, or this will never work for me. And can we all agree if this is a lie? Okay, so a lot of times we make up these false things, critical beliefs about ourselves and our ability to succeed. We make them up when we're young, okay, through circumstances that happen to us, that we created these lies. And then now that we're like adults, we're carrying those on, and throughout like childhood, adolescent, now into our adulthood, we start collecting information that makes it true. It's like, okay, well, I'm unlovable. And then we started, you know, intuitively, well, not so intuitive, like choose people that might not treat us in the way that we deserve. Okay, just check that question. Never going to lose this weight or get any thinner. Yeah, yep. And then the lie that you could tell. So the lie about that one, you know, that was, I can't get up on my screen anymore. The lie, you know, I won't succeed, or I'm not worthy of being in my ideal body. Okay, so we're also working on the worthiness. So that's very like weight specific, which is great. But when we go back, we're going to go back and find an echo and find the time that you first created this belief or this lie. We're going to go back and reprogram that. Okay, I'll never be able to let it go. Yep, that's a really good one. Okay, does anyone have any more questions before we get started? Yeah, and it's the feeling, okay? So again, when we're doing something like the push the food away, this is going to be like very similar topic, technique. Oh, you're just going to feel into the feeling, okay? So whatever that feeling is, so everybody close down your eyes, take a slow, deep breath. And I want you to feel what that feels like, this critical, judgmental thought, this limiting belief. I just want you to feel it in your body. And go ahead and follow it back in time and keep following it way back. Back to when you very first felt like this, or whatever wants to show you today. Just go with the first thing that pops up, even if you feel like you're making it up. Take a deep breath and start tapping through the points, okay? Once you've found the age, if you haven't found the age, I want you to make it up, okay? You're feeling into that feeling. What does this feeling remind you of? Just trust your subconscious to take you back to the time that needs it the most. Start tapping through the points when you have that age. Walk over to that younger version of you. If this is like, if it's anything kind of above 20-ish, I want you to go and ask that, the adult version of you, if this is the very first time that she felt like this, or if there's any earlier ages that she needs support with. Get her to tell you what age she needs support with. Everyone else have walked there. Everyone find that age. Go up to your little one. Freeze anybody else if they're around. If she doesn't instantly recognize you, let her know that you are her from the future and you're here to support her. If you still haven't found an age, just choose any. This is a group situation, so just choose any, okay? And I want you to go ahead and, if it felt safe to do so, go ahead and step inside the body of that little one. If it wasn't quite safe for you to step in her body, just step beside her and hold her hand for a moment. So if you're inside the body, her body, or if you're holding her hand, you can probably feel everything that she was feeling. At that younger age, she didn't have the tools to process what was going on, but you as the adult, you do. So just tap, feel, and breathe here. Couple more rounds here, tapping, feeling, breathing. And now I want you to speak aloud anything that feels good to speak, okay? So this could be something like, this is not fair. I don't deserve this. Why me? You can also just voice how you feel. I feel sad. And you're fully in the body of that little one. If you were holding her hand, see if it feels safe to step inside her body now. And chances are that somebody might have done wrong by you. If somebody wasn't there for you, or if somebody betrayed you, or if somebody was bullying you, I want you to bring them in and give them a piece of your mind. Tell them that you didn't deserve this. And now tell them what you do deserve. I deserve to be loved. I deserve attention. If you feel any anger coming up, I just want you to just shake it out. Okay. Or even if you don't feel angry, maybe you feel a bit sad, let's just shake that out also. If you're able to stand up, do that. If you're not able to stand up, just stomp your feet also. You can even punch your hand, punch the sky. Stomp your feet and breathe it out. Make noise. moving your body, get it out, whatever it is, frustration. Good. Balance it out, shake. Good, take a deep breath here. Come back, take a seat. Make sure you're fully back into the body of that little one. It's going to do 3 sound releases. So you can cover your mouth with your hands like this and just yell as loud as you can 3 times. If you're in somewhere where you can't yell, just do like a silent scream. And I want you just to feel that frustration, sadness, whatever it is coming out, releasing from your body. Good. Last one. It's a lot. Good job. Tapping through the points. Make sure you're fully back in the body of that little one. Any last words you'd like to say to this person? And now I want you to see them go up to the healing center. You can also imagine that they're being taken away by police. You can imagine that they're being taken away to a rehab, somewhere where they're going to get a stern talking to, somewhere where they instantly know what they've done to you and how it's impacted you. So maybe they're healing things that happened to them in their own childhood. And have them come back down to you. You're still in the body of that little one, and have them fully apologize. Good. Go ahead and respond to them in any way that you'd like. See them go off like way, way away, okay? I want you to identify that the original lie. Is this when you first felt this lie? And if you're ready to come out of agreement with this lie, you can repeat, I choose to come out of agreement with the lie, and you can repeat the lie. For example, I'm unlovable, never make it. I no longer choose to believe this lie. And the next step is just to identify who it was that taught you this lie. If it was that person and you're ready to kind of let it go, or you're ready to, or even if you have a little, even if you're open to the possibility of letting this go and forgiving that person, this is optional. If you're not ready, then don't do it. But if you're ready, you could bring that person in and say, I choose to forgive you. So making me believe the lie and say the lie. I'm ready to fully let this go. Everyone can say that actually, if you didn't forgive. I'm ready to fully let this go. I'm ready to fully move on. I'm ready to reach my full potential. Good. And see that person go off and keep tapping through the points. I want you to step out of the body of that little one. So you're there back in that the same scene as the age that you are today. I want you to give that little one a big hug and tell her that you're really, really proud of her. Tell her that what she deserves, that she deserves to be seen, to be loved. She deserves to be taken care of. You will take care of her. Good job. And anything else that you'd like her to know, any reassurance, advice? Keep tapping through the points. Give that little one a big hug. And see and feel a beautiful healing light coming in from above, and have this beautiful healing light support you and her, cleansing, releasing any residual false beliefs or lies that were created from this situation. See and feel this beautiful healing light fill both of you up, every cell in your body. And ask that little one if she wants to come with you and live inside of your heart. If she doesn't want to come, you can just say your goodbyes there. If she wants to come with you, you can shrink her down. She's still filled up with that beautiful healing light. Place her into the center of your chest. And then from there, to see and feel her grow through the ages and through the bodies. Knowing that she's safe, she's never alone. She knows what she deserves. Continue seeing and feeling her grow all the way until she gets to the age that you are today. Ready to slowly come back. Well done, everybody. If you have some water, take a sip. Love to hear how that was for anyone. If that was a first little taste of anger work, to hear from you. You can raise your virtual hand or wave at me. Just go off mute. Stephanie, wow, this is great. Well done. Well, you've thrown in the deep end there. We did that anger work, Stephanie, is quite advanced work. Yeah. The shaking and stop. We don't usually do that in the coursework until later. So well done for participating. Yeah. Good job. You're welcome to go off mute and share your experience. You don't have to. Danielle, the first time I felt a level of frustration that feels like it could start. Oh, well done. Yeah. Great work, Danielle. Anyone else? It's not compulsory to share, but we would love to hear from you. Mary.
Yeah, so when I started, I had like my highest rated out of 10 was in my head, but then when I kind of thought back to where I first had that feeling, it went to one of the other limiting beliefs. So I actually kind of switched from the beginning because that's where my regression went, I guess.
Ah, nice. You have your list, so you can watch this. We have time for one more. But you know, keep this list and you can just use that and chip it away. That you can listen to the recording. You can also do this like with an echo tapping, which is what we're doing. We just spent a little bit more time, speaking to that person when we did the little anger session, which is it's if you're doing this work by yourself, just go longer than that. Like push a little bit harder on the anger session stuff. Good. Anyone else like to share? Feel free for the people that are typing, you can just say it into the space if you like. Love to hear your voices. Yes, yeah. So people pleasing, that's lack of boundaries. And that's what usually people with lack of boundaries we have so we have to, we kind of intuitively know, hey, that's kind of not right. If someone like you're a people pleaser, a lot of us here, I'm sure are, we it's like, okay, we're not saying what we really think. And sometimes we don't even know what we really need or what we're like. It's just like habit to say, okay, yes, I'll do that thing for you. Oh, I'll overextend. Or here I have my list of to-do list today. I'm going to scan that list and find things I have to do for other people. And I'm going to prioritize that and then feel too tired by the time I get to my list. So intuitively we start suppressing down the anger because we're like, hang on a second, that's not quite right. When's it going to be my time? When's it going to be my turn? When's somebody going to look after me? When's the carer going to be cared for? When's that person that overextends going to get that back? So a lot of times we push down that anger. So it's really, and then so some of this stuff, the people pleasing may have worked for us when we were a kid into teenager, even might not have noticed it quite much when in our 20s. When you start to get like a little bit older, you think, hang on a second, this doesn't work. And then you're like, okay, well, I'm in this is my identity. And especially like within a family unit, and you start to disrupt that and say, I'm not going to do those things for you. I'm not going to just do anything that you tell me to do. It does feel a little bit hectic, and then there will be a little bit of pushback from the people that think that you're just going to do everything for them. So yeah, just feel, and it doesn't mean that like when we're expressing anger, it doesn't mean that we're like a quote unquote like an angry person. Anger is just another emotion. So if somebody told you that like, okay, you can't ever be happy again, like you can't ever giggle or smile, imagine you having to push that down every time you have to feel. So it's the same thing with anger. Society says that we can't be angry. It's not like people aren't happy, or people don't feel comfortable with us expressing anger, so therefore we feel like afraid of it. Just so from this course, you just start to feel, if you feel like the anger rising. The other words for anger are also like frustration, overwhelm, agitation, irritation, to name a few. think of even something like jealousy, even like depression can be anger turned inwards. So we get really good, like, so now that we're not, if you're new to the program, you're probably like feeling a feeling, like, or not wanting to feel a feeling. So you're like grabbing for the food. So we start to take that food away from us. And then we're like, oh, I'm feeling a lot. So we start to feel a lot. But the great thing about that is we have the tapping and we're starting to like not be so afraid of our emotions and our feelings. Okay. So, I don't want to say all of that to like scare you. It does get so much better because you're like, oh, actually, I'm feeling this thing, because life is going to happen. We're going to feel, all right? We're feelers out here. We're going to have these emotions. But to get to the point where we just sit through the emotion and feel them, it's like, wow, this is pretty good. Or we start to feel angry or frustrated, annoyed. And we're like, hang on a second, I'm going to release this instead of eating. Okay, it's just still a bit, okay, good. Yeah, we're going to do some more. Let's do some more of this. We can do, actually, just checking the time, we can who anyone else feeling angry? Yeah, we've got a couple. Hang on. 1, 2, so I need to scroll down. Anyone else feeling angry or agitated, irritated? 3. That's enough. Let's do some, let's just release it. Okay. It doesn't have to be a big thing. I'm going to set my timer. We're just going to do 3 minutes. Yeah, good. Okay. And if you want to just listen, so sometimes it's like, it could be bubbling there under the surface. This stuff is great. It's like somatic work. We're just releasing energy from our body, really. So even if you don't quite feel the anger, this is still going to be really beneficial for you to do. I'm going to start my timer. It's just going to be 3 minutes. So you choose the level that you want to go. If you don't have mobility, if you're like in the chair there, you can do like this, okay? Or shrugging your shoulders, stomping your feet. Or even you can imagine that you're going crazy with the anger, okay? You can imagine that you're letting it out, right? Okay, but if you have the mobility, if you have the energy, this is going to make you feel so much better. I tell you what, okay? It's 3 minutes, so we can just, this like a level of, you can just shake if you like, just bouncing is part of it. And you can grab, let me get my pillow. The thing is like pounding the pillow, like smacking the pillow, pounding it. Okay, we're going. I see people still sitting down that don't look like they have any mobility. Yeah, get up. Good job. Make sure you make sound. A lot of people, we can like tight and hold our breath. I want you to let it out, let it out. Or just pretend, okay? If you don't feel angry, just pretend you do and just get it out. I just feel, I just felt my neck open up. That's great. Already a minute down, work. Halfway, just a minute and a half to go. And also do some sound releases into your pillow. 20 more seconds. Just give it your all. Three, two, one. Good work, everybody. Good work. I'll grab my water. Take a sip of water if you have it there. I mean, you can't feel the same after doing, yes. Good work, Mary. If your pets are afraid, then you're doing it right. Because I mean, your pets are feeling your energy anyway. If you're pushing stuff down, they know. Good work. Would anyone like to go off mute? Share their experience? Just as long as you don't run off the high. Don't you stay in the game. Stay here. Traumatize the cat. Cat's all right. Cat will live.
It felt a little silly at first, but it feels really good.
Wonderful. Yeah, good, Mary. Michelle said I feel exhausted. Good, good work. You should feel that. Sometimes you can feel exhilarated, which is a great feeling, but that might mean that there's more there. So just go, keep going
I
until you.
kind of feel like I let it go, like I let it out. I was gonna say let it go, but let it out, because I did not grow up in a home that it was okay for us to ever be angry. Like that was a big no-no.
Right. Yeah. Wonderful. Good job.
It definitely feels, it feels different. My husband and kids are home, and so I can't be as loud as I would like to be, but it definitely feels different because I've done the loud version when nobody else is home and I've scared my dog, and it definitely feels different. So if you were kind of taking it easy that time, know that it definitely feels different when you let it all out and make a lot of noise.
Yeah. Brilliant. Thank you for sharing that, Julie. Good. I was going to say, this is a way that we can rebel, you know, if we were told that, you know, little girls to be seen and not heard. If you were ever shamed for having big emotions when you were little, this is a really good way that you're like going against that. So we're rebelling against what we were told here.
I tend to be a big rebel, and in the first part of what we did, I literally moved into my body in the middle of a temper tantrum when I was 6 or 7 years old. And through that, towards the end, I recognized that the limiting belief that I hadn't really grasped was, I'll show you, I won't do it your way. And with the anger work, I was able to work through enough that towards the end, it really connected with, I'll show you, I won't hurt myself anymore, refusing to do it your way.
Yeah.
Or rebelling.
I love that. Yeah. Good work. Great.
Yeah.
Great wins here. How does that now, that limiting belief, that lie, how does that feel now? If you were to rate the truth statement. Anyone wants to put that in a chat or go off mute? I'd love to. Anyone who hasn't shared yet, Love to hear your voice. 10 to a 5, 9 to a 3. Amazing. Mhm. 2, yeah, great. Mhm. 10 to a 3, wow. And give it another couple of days also for the dust to settle, and re-rate it again. 7 to a 0, amazing. That's great. Wonderful. Let's just do something gentle to close up, just because it's quite a big session. So we can do, if anyone's done the havening technique, there's 4 moves. The first move, if you want to do it with me, is crisscrossing the hands to the shoulders and sweep to the elbows. Slow, deep breaths. The second move is the forehead sweeps, the forehead to the ears. Good. Next one is the cheek sweep, cheek to the ears. The last one is the forearm. So just do forearms like this way. Or if it's if you have a surface in front of you, you can rest your elbows on the surface and just do the forearm sweep this way. Good. I'll cue you in when to change. So everyone just, we're going to start with the shoulder to the elbow sweep. Closing down your eyes. I want you to see a beautiful healing waterfall in front of you. Stepping into the water, making your way over to the waterfall. Let the water is perfect temperature for you. Take a deep breath and go ahead and stand underneath the waterfall. Imagine this healing water can cleanse you, support you with whatever it is that you need. Releasing any tension, stress in your mind and in your body. Make your way over to the water's edge. Imagine that somebody there that you really love is waiting with a beautiful fluffy robe. They help you put on this robe. Give them a hug. Take a deep, slow breath here. I'm going to move on to the forehead sweep. So the forehead to the ears. I'm going to take a beautiful, slow walk in nature. So choose what type of nature that you'd like to go to. Maybe this part of nature is made up. Maybe it's somewhere that you've been before. Or maybe it's somewhere that you want to go. And tuning into what you can see, just taking in the landscape with this part in nature. Looking far, far away in the distance. And looking at something that's up close. Tracking something that's moving. Now looking at something that's super, super still. Take another deep, slow breath. Now tuning into what you can smell. How do you know that you're at this part of nature? Just by what you can smell. Maybe you tune into something far, far away in the distance. Maybe you lean forward and smell something up close. Tuning into what you can hear. Sounds far, far away. Tuning into what you can hear up close. And tuning into something, sounds that you could hear inside your own body. Can you hear your heartbeat? Take a deep, slow breath. I'm going to cheek sweep, cheeks to the ears. Tuning into your sense of taste. Maybe you find a clean stream of water, cup your hands and tasting the water. Maybe there's something else that you could taste. Now tuning into what you can feel. Breeze against your skin. The earth underneath your feet. Reach forward, touch an object. Feel its texture, the warmth. Take another slow, deep breath, and we're going to move on to the last, the forearm sweep. Still tuning into the senses. I want you to take 20 slow, deliberate steps. We're going to do that together. Stepping out 1, 2, 3. Still tuning into what you can see. 4, 5, 6. Breathing deeply. 7. What can you smell? 8, 9. What can you hear? 10, 11, 12. Breathing deeply. 13. What can you taste? 14, 15. What can you feel? 16, 17, 18, 19 and 20. Relax your hands. Take another slow, deep breath. Slowly open up your eyes and send your eyes to one side as far as they go without straining. Keep blinking, keep breathing. Come back through center, go the other side. Don't strain, just keep blinking, breathing. Come back through center. Good job, everybody. Great call. Does anyone have any last, you're welcome, Emily. Anyone have any last questions? You're welcome. Good. Have some water. That was really energetic and relaxing. So drink some water. Hope good. Tasha, feeling relaxed. I hope everyone sleeps really well tonight. Wonderful. I'll be hosting the tapping hot seat, which is this coming Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, wonderful. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.